Hello everyone, this is Kate with GradeCam, and we are back with Stump Kate. So I'm so glad you could join us live again for this particular form. Now, I just had a mad dash because I had a last minute submission come through our support site to ask a question, and I thought it was such a good one. I definitely wanted to share it, so I jumped on to do it. It just kind of proves how quickly you can create these things and go from there. So we're really excited to share our response today. Um, with that, oh, I got somebody talking to me, so she's hopefully getting on there. But we are really excited to share about this one. Like I said, this was a last minute submission, so it's really quickly going to get you a response and showing how you had created that very fast. All right, just to see if we have a few more minutes, people get in and are recording. So let me see here. It didn't show me on camera today. I had some technical glitches the other day, so I didn't want to share that in there. So this is what was sent to me from Noel, and Noel shared. He said, "Let me pull up here." So here's his mention. He says, "I was told the reference." It says every other question of the 70 question test goes only up to answer E. So use A, B, C, D, E. He says, but questions 12 through 19 go to answer M. Any help would be greatly appreciated. So what he is here is he only gave me this page of his quiz. So I don't have the other pages, so I'm going to have to kind of make up the first part. But the first 11 questions go A through E, and then the other questions go through A through E. But down here, he has a matching set up for the particular tool to be used for the particular action or function. But they go to up to M. So what he was wondering is how can I still create this and not lose what I'm doing with GradeCam, obviously for that quick grading support. So we got a couple different ideas here that we can do. So keep that in mind. It's going to be questions 12 through 19. I'm going to be in GradeCam. I'm going to show you this one, a multi-question. So I'm going to call it my mechanical apt test because it's an aptitude test. For today, I'm just going to make mine 30 questions because it's just easier for me to do 30 opposed to do 70. But so you can see how quickly you can create that. So by default, the answers do come in as A, B, C, D, E. If you are creating a custom multiple choice, know that you can always select on this and you can go up in those letters. So if you want to go up further, JKL or JK, I can go up to 10 characters. So even that where he needs to match up to M is how do I make this work? So even if you wanted to adjust the numbers down here, or the letter options down from 12, 13, 14, all the way up to 19, we could adjust those questions if we would like to. Okay, we could make those adjustments just there if we wanted to edit these up to be A, B, C, D, E, however, or F, J, however far up you want to go. But if you don't want to make those changes or make some edits, you can still make it work with A through E. So let me come back over here real quick and show you what I did to modify this just a touch. So I have 12 items and I said you could go up to 10. So I know I needed to make some modifications. But what you can actually do is have multiple responses checked or do partial credit. So I just used an annotation to be able to write those letters in. Of course, you could always make this look a lot nicer than I did, but now instead of this one being F, it's actually the answer is going to be A and B. So when you fill in a multiple response, it has multiple answers. Let me split screen this a little bit so you guys can see it. Instead of having it be F, which I could have, but I don't, I'm going to make it A, B. And I'm not filling in the correct answer, but I say which tool would you need to hold the assembly in place, which is I'm assuming a clamp. I think this is the clamp right there. We're going to have, that one would be AC. So that would have to be the correct answer. If you're using partial credit, or if you look at this response, basically this is, I always called it all or nothing. If a student would fill in both A and C to signify this response here, they would need to have A and C filled in order to receive the points. If it just had A for this one, that would be correct. But all my following ones, if I can scroll over here, there we go. I have AC, AC, or AB, AC, AD, AE, BC. So you just have to adjust for the right question. So which tool would you need for cutting a 1/2 inch steel cable? boy, you guys are testing my mechanical skills and they are not very good. So I'm going to go with this one as AE, and then I could fill in from there. Now, sometimes this can come catch you, just to be aware that, remember, this is all or nothing. If on a totally different question, you want to give them the ability to answer A or C, if you open up to edit that question, you can actually say A is worth 1 point and C is worth another point. So that is grading. If they get C, they get a point. If they get A, they get a point. But for him, on this particular assessment or this answer, we want it to have A and C, or they don't get a point at all. So that's just kind of a quick and easy way of modifying it. That all you do is determine the different answers that you would need. So going forward, I would need to do that from there, or figure it out what it is and kind of follow my answers. So hopefully that made sense. It's a little tricky to explain, but you would just change your responses to A, B, A, C. One thing I always try to say is make sure here where I started over with B at the beginning, I can't do BA because that's the same thing as AB. It doesn't read the same direction, so I have to automatically go to BC, then BD, and BE. And if I started with C, then I would go CD, because if I went CB, that would be BC. Okay, so kind of a neat way to do that there. If that's super confusing, I kind of have another unique form that you can take a look at to do matching if you're going to build that one up. This is a math formula, one that I have done in the past, and I actually made it out onto a table. So the way this makes sense or works out is that students would go into for each problem and determine which formula is going to be used and find the volume and area. So A would be which formula. To write the correct formula, they would just say B1 or B2 if it's this one. What I like about this table is if you create this table and post it somewhere that it's visible forever, you can always add on to it, keep filling in it, the answers. So let me go back and recreate this in GradeCam. Just getting creative. So here's my math formula. I started it, so I had all my questions there. I have 1A and I have 1B. Excuse me. I have 1A, 1B to answer each one of these questions. I have 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, so on and so forth. So the first one, if you want to select multiple at a time, the little down arrow, select odd. I need to change this for my options to be A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hit save. And now I'm going to switch this because the other one is actually going to be a math response. So I'm going to select even, and it was going to be like a numeric response. If you are if you have a school account and you have handwriting recognition, or you're in the first 30 days of your trial, you can try out our numeric response, meaning it will read those actual handwritten responses for the students. Right now, I'm going to put in default all of them as 24, so I can do my math later. If you want to do number grid, you can also do number grid there. Or you can do open response so that you can make sure that it has the correct label, or is it set up properly. There's a lot of different ways that you can create that particular question. We talk more about different question types in some of our other videos. So you can see here now that my first one is going to be laid out as what formula needs to be used. So the formula of a prison, here's your math problem, is actually going to be B4. The answer would be B4. The correct calculation, if I was going to write that in, I'm guessing is going to be 230, so on and so forth. So that's how you would fill in those responses as you go. 2A, how would you find the correct, what's the formula in order to find the area of a rectangle, or volume of a rectangle, which is going to be A5. So it just allows you to kind of expand out that table and continue to use it. A unique way to set up matching. I'd gotten that idea from another user. So kind of as you can see, matching can be done in a variety of ways. It just depends on how you want to lay that out there. So thank you, Noel, for your last minute submission to Stump Kate. And I hope that you guys learned something today with how to use matching and to create a matching activity within GradeCam for easy grading. All right, thanks guys.